What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another live stream. It is me, Chavez, talking NBA player props over on Prizepicks today. Definitely appreciate, as you are coming in, appreciate you being here. Earliest I've done a live stream, no question. Typically, these live streams are done in the afternoons. I'm a little iffy on the timing here. I know scheduling is very different for a lot of people. Maybe a lot of people are at work right now. Being that we only have 2 games on the NBA slate and the way lines have been moving, it's so important to get those videos out early and then try to follow it up with some sort of content, whether it's a second video or even a live stream, because by the time that first video is uploaded to the channel, I mean, you're talking 8-9 hours later, it's a completely different board. A lot of the plays that we liked aren't even there anymore. So definitely want to keep giving insight as much as I possibly can. Appreciate you all being here again a little earlier in the day. Hit that like button on your way in. Goes a super long way, helping this channel get a little bigger every single day, helping this channel get stronger and grow. So super light agenda in today's video. As always, I'll open it up to you. Any questions you have, any player insights, any player inquiries, throw them in the chat. And let me know if you want me to look up a certain player. Make it all caps so it pops out to me. That way I don't have to scroll too far up. But definitely we'll be taking your questions and your suggestions here in a second. So a couple of things I did want to just share. Go over our plays from Monday night. Great night for us. Great night for you if you followed those plays, if you tailed those plays, any of those plays, they all hit. Even if you had reservations on one of them, you thought maybe there's no way this is going to hit, or I don't really like this other play. That's okay because they all hit. So whichever one you chose worked out for you. And then we'll go over the plays that I talked about in today's early video. Now, 2 of those plays are no longer on the board, but in the event they get put back on the board, or if you just want to dig into a different stat for that player, we can do that. And I do want to pop into the Discord for a second, show you what that looks like. I don't think I've done that on a live stream, but super important to take advantage of any sort of edge you can get. So as soon as those player props are put on the board, we're already talking in the Discord. We're already posting slips, or we're already asking each other for suggestions. As soon as those plays are put on the Prizepicks board, I'm getting a video out as quickly as possible. And those plays in the video, I put in the Discord a little sooner than that video is posted. So I do give my Discord a little bit of a head start. So in terms of plays being bumped, I mean, we're already on top of it before. And so by the time that video hits YouTube, it's been hours. So if you want to create an edge, if you want to take advantage of that, consider joining up. Discord, 100% free. If you don't like it, you can always leave. But definitely, we're already cooking the night before. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But let's talk about those 3 plays real quick from last night. Talked about Derek White's assist. He's the first one to go over. Then we talked about Jonas and Ingram over points and PRA. Both of them go over. Ingram was never a sweat. He was pretty much cooking the whole game. Came alive in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Jonas was not a sweat. He was on pace. The only thing that would have hurt him is if he got into foul trouble, or if they pulled a Ty Lue and he didn't play in the 4th quarter. But as soon as he got 24 PRA, I was out. I went to sleep. Woke up the next day and saw that he had a monster 4th quarter. So none of that was needed. As long as he hit the over, I was good. But man, the Pelicans put it on the Kings. They are going to be for real in the playoffs if they can stay healthy. That is for sure. So let me just show you all the 3 plays that we talked about in yesterday's video. If you didn't get a chance to watch that video, unfortunately, 2 of the 3 plays are no longer available. All plays that I talk about, all the research is done over on props.cash. If you want to join up props.cash, think about it for sure. But if you are going to do it, use my promo code Thanks25. Nothing wrong with getting 25% off your first month, for sure. So we talked about Julius Randle's assist, 4.5. That's not on the board anymore, but we can dig into a few of his other props. If you have one in mind, let me know. We talked about Jaylen Brunson's PRA. As soon as this video was uploaded, this got bumped to 35.5. And I still like the over at 35.5. So I'm not too concerned with that small bump. And then we talked about D'Lo's 16.5 points and rebounds. This one, I believe, is still on the board. So if you want to take it, take it. I love these types of props for a player who, anytime you involve points and assists, like points and assists, points and rebounds, I look for those props where I think the player can get it on just points alone. The majority of these lines are the majority of this line, I should say, is going to come from points. I could definitely see him getting 17 points today, getting the over on points. I can also see him having a game where he scores 13 points and dishes out 5 assists. That's very possible. So those are the 3 plays we covered in yesterday's video. I do want to pop over to the Discord very quickly and just show you a couple of things. If you've not been in the Discord, 100% free. Link is in. Will be in the video description. So we get started really the night before. We have a NBA General Talk tab or channel where we're already on it. As soon as those props are dropped on Prizepicks, we're already posting slips or asking thoughts. I'm getting content created as well. So that's already going on in the Discord. And then in terms of my channel, I mean, I try to put my slips as early as possible. I share my link. So if you want to tell it, you can tell it. These are a couple slips that I'm rolling with. I posted this at 11 p.m. last night, and just recapping my plays from the night before. Went very heavy on Jacob Browning yesterday. It worked out. Cashed in a couple of slips there. Here are the 3 plays I talked about in the video. Posted this at 9:49 p.m. last night. Calvin really chalked this one, but otherwise a pretty good slip. Went 4 out of 5 on this one. And then I think one of my favorite channels on the Discord is our band channel. Again, I don't mean band like playing music. I mean like F you, your band. I just love reading the tilts because we all have that one player that just pisses us off. For me, it's Paolo Banchero. I can't get that dude right, but got some AD hating here. Got some Chris Middleton, lazy eye hating here. We got Nikola Vucevic, Wiggins. Wiggins is the celebrity in this chat, man. So free player prop Discord, 100% free. If you want to check it out, check it out. If you want to create an edge for yourself and get ahead of the bumps, get ahead of the line movements, throwing it out there. All right. So let's I tell you what, let's head back over. I want to pull up Prizepicks. I thought I had the window pulled up, but I don't. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up right now. And while that's pulling up, and I gotta log in. So unprepared this morning. Should have had all this ready to go. Tell you what, while that's going on, let me pop into the comment section and see what y'all got going on. So what's up? Young was the first one that posted a comment at 1:56 a.m. He was well ahead of the curve on that one. What's up, Nate the Great? 20 points for Jaylen Brunson. I thought I was looking at that and I thought you were asking for Jaylen Brown, and I was like, I think they played yesterday. Jaylen Brunson, 20 points. Chris Middleton, points and rebounds. That's a good one, Darrell. I was looking at his points and rebounds yesterday as well. I have not put it in a slip, but usually his lines don't bump, so I feel like you can still play it at a later time. What's up, Steven? Me and Steven go way back, like 4 flats on a Cadillac. Israel, you can try Chris Buckets, PRA. Just go under on Malik Beasley too. Yeah, like they do cannibalize each other. You're right. Have they had a good game together, Israel? Have they had like both games, like both of them come out and like are hot, or is it usually one or the other? I feel like it's one or the other. Unless Middleton's hurt, like Beasley goes off. But like if they're in the same lineup at the same time, yeah, that could be a little hairy right there. PRA is better for Chris. We'll look up Chris Middleton. Let's start there. Chris Middleton, PRA, Chris Middleton, PR, and then we got Jaylen Brunson. Nate, you're talking about Jaylen Brunson, right? There's not another Jaylen on this slate, right? I'm not forgetting somebody, right? All right. Pull up NBA. Let's pull up Jaylen. Got Jalen Green. Got a lot of Jalen's on this because now tomorrow's plays are on the board. So wait, Jalen 20 points? You got that right, Nate? 20 points for Jaylen Brunson's points are at 26.5. And there's not another Jaylen on the board today. Like none of the Jalen's. Are you talking about Jalen Green at 20.5 points for Wednesday? We can look at that one. I'm gonna look up the plays for today first. So if you're talking about Jalen Green, we'll save that one for after Chris Middleton. But I don't see another Jalen on here. Chris Middleton. How do you spell his name? K-R. All right, so we got his points and rebounds at 16.5, and then we got his PRA at 21.5. Welcome in, everybody. Hit that like button on your way in. It goes a super long way, helping this channel get a bit bigger every single day. Yeah, Darrell, I think, 26.5 for Jaylen Brunson. I think Nate was talking about Jalen. He must be talking about Jalen Green. That's the closest to 20.5. All right. Headed over to props.cash. If it's your first time seeing props.cash, I have an excellent mobile app as well. I started using the desktop, and then the mobile app was in beta, and now it's like ready to roll. It is just so easy to pull up all the stats. It's super convenient. Just really good format, really good. If you are if you're a nerd of that kind of stuff, you will really appreciate the props.cash mobile app for sure. I love it. All right, Milwaukee, New York. Ooh. All right, Chris Middleton. So points are at 13.5. No juice either way. Rebounds, -145 to go over 3.5. I don't even know if that's on the board. Usually when you see an odd like that, it's not going to be on Prizepicks. Assist, I wouldn't play that one. So PRA, 20.5. This is set correctly. It's 20.5 is it 20.5? Before I talk some shit. 21 on Prizepicks. Damn it. 21 on Prizepicks. Okay. Let's look at it at 20.5. PRA, -122 on the over, +114 on the under. Prizepicks has, props.cash has this projected for 20.7. So slightly under the line over on Prizepicks. So because we're getting a higher line and the projections are not as favorable, let's take a look at the head-to-head and see if there's any reason why we would just hammer the over on this one. In his only game versus the Knicks, he did get 25 PRA. Why did he get 25 PRA? You got to dig into this. He only played 21 minutes. He was on a minutes limit. Shot the ball 10 times, 5 from the field. So that's 50%. 2 for 3 from 3. Yeah, all this looks good. The only, if he got 25 PRA in 21 minutes, he's averaging over 1 PRA per minute. What has his minutes look like the last 10 games? So very low minutes for Chris Middleton. I don't know what they're doing with him. I know he did have a recent injury where he sat out a couple of games. And I don't know if that scared the coaching staff enough to bring his minutes back down, because I feel like right before he got hurt again, they were lifting that limits restriction from him, and he was set to play starter minutes. I don't know if we ever see him play starter minutes this season. I mean, they may just be super cautious kid glove with him this whole season. He's that important to them in the playoffs. So that's his PRA. PR is the one that I was looking at, 16.5. Now, you are getting this at a lower line on Prizepicks. You're already getting slight juice to the over at 104 at the higher line. But I imagine once we bring this down to 16.5, I mean, that's going to shift the odds. I'm probably looking at like 120 odds to go over, something along those lines. Don't quote me on that exact number, but it's going to be higher than the previous line. So looking at his points and rebounds, set to 16.9 in terms of the projection over on props.cash. He went over this in his only meeting versus the Knicks. If he goes over PRA, he goes over PR. That's for sure. But over his last 10, he's gone over this 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 6 out of his last 10 for a 60% hit rate. If you look at his PRA, he has gone over this in just 4. So seems like the majority of his PRA is coming from PR. I think the PR is the better move, in my opinion, unless you feel like he's going to have one of these hot scoring nights. But again, we don't know what the minutes are going to look like. If he comes out there and plays 22, 23 minutes, that's tough. You're asking for 22 PRA, and basically he has to average 1 PRA per minute. Whereas with the points and rebounds, he doesn't even have to worry about assist. And if his shot's falling, shit, man, this could be a very easy over for Chris Middleton. So that's what I think about Chris Middleton. Let's see. What's up, Samuel? Welcome in. Welcome in. Hit that like button on your way in. Truly appreciate all the supports. Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley. Samuel, any particular line for Malik? Yeah, 20.5 on Jaylen Brunson would have been. Darrell, I guarantee you that if they opened that shit up at 20.5, they would have taken it off the board within 5 minutes. Like 20, that's a taco. His tacos aren't even 20.5, dude. Can you imagine him at 20.5 points? That's like lock. He's in every slip. He's in every 2-man for sure, man. We'll take a look at Malik Beasley. Samuel, I don't know what prop you want for Malik Beasley. We'll just kind of go through. We'll kind of go through what's showing over on props.cash, and then let me head over to Prizepicks, and let's pull up what we got. So for Malik Beasley, we got his points, we got his PRA, we got his fantasy, we got his points and rebounds, and then we have his points and assists. So those are the options we have. Yeah, those are the options we have for Malik Beasley. So we'll start there. We'll look at his points. 12.5 over on props.cash. Minus 115 on the over, minus 104 on the under. So coin flip it. Coin flip it. Rebounds. Huge over on the rebounds. So this bodes well for his points and rebounds. So we can just head over to his points and rebounds. 16.5. Now, minus 115 on the over, plus 100 on the under. He's gone over this in 5 straight games. And this all looks good in terms of just his 5-game log here. Head-to-head matchup versus the Knicks. Only 1 game to speak of this season, and he only scored 3 PR. What happened? played 22 minutes. Oh, you know what? This is the whole Chris Middleton, Malik Beasley cannibalize, right? Middleton had a decent night and Beasley did not. Yeah. So this is a great example of that. If you like the over on Middleton, based off what I'm seeing here, it would look like you should like the under on Beasley. Flip it the other way. If you're a Malik Beasley fan, then you want the over. Take the under on Middleton. Better odds on his points and rebounds. So both he and Middleton are getting really good odds on their points and rebounds. I mean, if you wanted to leverage and play them each in a different slip, you could do that. I would not play them in the same slip though. Yeah. I mean, if we had a better, I don't know, we just had better numbers that show that these two can operate together on the court or when, they're both in the rotation, I'd feel good about taking the over because both of them are getting great odds. It'd be nice to put both of these in a slip with the odds that we're getting, and hammer the over on these, but it doesn't look like they're able to play well together. I don't know what the reasons behind that are. I'm just looking at the numbers here. But in terms of his points and rebounds, 17.78 points and rebounds as a projection. So we're getting good projections. We're getting good odds. He doesn't get a ton of minutes anyway. So, I mean, he's not a starter, like always a starter. He's a starter sometimes. But, yeah, he's averaging, let's pull up his last 10 games. Yeah, 25 minutes. Oh, shit. Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong one. So over his last 5 games, yeah, he's gotten over 30 minutes. Okay. Well, I'm curious, like, if some of these games were with Middleton out or Middleton limited. So that would definitely increase his usage. So, but even when he's on the floor, he has such a small role. I mean, it's Giannis and Dame or Dame and then Giannis. And then that's pretty much it. There's really no third option. And then you just have like a bunch of guys kind of clawing, like a bunch of little crabs trying to claw out the bucket, right? Like pulling each other back down. But outside of Giannis and Dame, those are your two options. So you got Brook Lopez, you got Malik Beasley. Pat Connaughton's out tonight. Maybe that opens up more minutes for Beasley. Maybe that opens up more shots for him and Middleton. I don't know. But yeah, I think you'll have to make a decision if you want to play Beasley or Middleton, but I would not play him in the same lineup based off just what we're seeing on the odds. I appreciate that, Darrell. I appreciate that, man. There are a lot of people out there making content for sure, man. Like, it's still relatively new to me. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to hone things, but it's been fun. It's been fun. I love talking player props. I love giving insights, just my opinion on things. I do it anyway. I do it at home. I just talk to myself when I'm like going through shit. Might as well do it on a video and like help people out, and like we can all do this together. So, all right. We looked at Middleton. We looked at Beasley. 2 games, much like yesterday. At least yesterday we had an NFL game, so it gave us a little extra to talk about. But today it's just 2 games. NBA, no blowout association. That's what we want today. No blowouts. Those games yesterday were really good. I know the Pelicans pulled away in the 4th quarter. They opened it up a little bit, but that was a pretty competitive game up until then. And then, I mean, I can't believe the Celtics lost, man. I can't believe they lost that game. I can believe it, but I still can't believe it. They should have won. They should have won that game. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Like, they didn't lose in the playoffs or something, right? Like a real playoff game, but still, it still counts as a regular season game. It's a game they should have. I know they were down Porzingis, but you still got Jason Tatum, who's, you want to put him in your top 5, top 10. Jaylen Brown, top 15 player, maybe. Still two really good-ass players on your team. So should have won that game. All right, looking at the Prizepicks board, if there's anything that stands out, let me know. Fantasy score, I don't know if you all play fantasy score. I talked a little bit about this yesterday, but I know a lot of people don't understand the fantasy scores. They don't know it's added up and things like that. It's real easy. Real easy. Just head on over to the scoring tab. This is all you got to know. If you play on FanDuel, the scoring system is the exact same on FanDuel as it is on Prizepicks. You're getting 3 points for steals and blocks, -1 for turnover. On DraftKings, it's -0.5 for a turnover. You're only getting 2 points for steals and blocks. Your rebounds are also worth 1.25, not 1.2. You don't think that's a big deal? Wait until one of your plays misses by 0.2. Wait until that happens. You realize that that decimal is a big, big deal. But the assists and the points are the same. So fantasy is another option. I say get very familiar with all these prop categories. The more you have at your disposal, the more slips you can create, the better your slips will be. The less you'll force plays in because you have options now. If you're new to fantasy scoring, I will just give you this one general tip. If you like a player's PRA, you should also be looking at their fantasy score, because it's very rare that a player goes over PRA, but under fantasy, barring a ton of turnovers, like De'Aaron Fox yesterday. De'Aaron Fox goes over his PRA line, but under his fantasy score because he turned the ball over 6 times. So in that case, yeah, it's different. But without the turnovers, he hits both fantasy score and PRA. So just throwing it out there. If you aren't familiar with fantasy scores, they're fun. They're very, very fun to play. All right, let's see. All right. No new questions. No new inquiries. How about we just look up some fantasy scores on a couple of players today? Because I've been so focused on the Knicks and the Bucks that I almost forgot there's a second game, the Lakers and Suns. And you got a lot of big names in that game. Durant, LeBron, AD, Book. So I was looking at Devin, I almost called him Kevin. I was looking at Devin Booker's fantasy score. I don't know if it's always been 47. Usually they don't open lines at a 0.0. So this feels like it's been bumped at some point. But 47 fantasy score for Devin Booker, I think, is worth looking into. So let's head over to props.cash and let's pull up Devin Booker. So we'll add up. We'll do some simple math for Devin Booker. And we'll start with his points. So slight juice to the over on his points. Not a lot of juice. If you wanted to be conservative with this and don't think he gets 30 points tonight, I think 29 points is safe. So 29 points to kick things off for Booker. And we got a pretty flat line with his rebounds. Pretty consistent in getting five rebounds in a lot of these games. He's gotten it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games out of 10, 5 or more. So if he gets you 5 rebounds tonight, that's 6 points, 6 plus the 20. What did we say? 29. So 6 plus 29 is 35. We're looking for 47 fantasy points. Assist, let's be conservative. I think 7 assists is within reach. Well, that'll be 10.5 points. 10.5 plus the 6, that's 16. 16.5. 16.5 plus 29. Man, we're already at 45. 45.5 fantasy points. Now, this is where steals and blocks come in. If he gets you 1 steal or block, that's 48. No, that's 48 fantasy points. If he gets you 2, that's 51 minus the turnovers, 3 turnovers. So if he has 48 fantasy points and turns the ball over 3 times, that's 45. He will not go over. If he has 50 fantasy points minus the turnovers, that's 47 on the dot. So these are very conservative breakdowns. It's very possible that Devin Booker goes out and gets you 31 points and doesn't make this a sweat. It's very possible that he dishes out 8 assists, right? So I play it conservatively because if we are at the fantasy line or like within 1, I know that I'm playing it super safe. So there is more upside there. But I was looking at Devin Booker's fantasy score for those reasons. I think 47 is within reach. Playoff atmosphere. We saw 2 very good games yesterday. I think that trend continues today. No games between he and the Lakers so far this season. Both of these games were from last year. But he is capable of putting up 30 on the Lakers. For sure. For sure. All right. Let's see. What's up, Tipsy? D'Lo, 1.5 threes, and Cam Reddish, 1.5 rebounds. Pick of the day. All right. Let's mosey on over to Prizepicks and check it out. So you said D'Lo over on threes. Did you grab that already? If you did, good on you because it is not on the board anymore. D'Lo threes. Reddish rebounds. 2.5 now. Damn, man. If you got that at those lines, woo, you're quick. You're a quick draw, man. Yeah. What were the odds on those? 3-pointers made for D'Lo. Minus 165. Yeah, I don't think Prizepicks ever put that on the board. If they did, you're super fast. Where are you playing that? 165 on the over. Woo, those are very strong odds. So I'm glad you brought that up, Tipsy, in terms of his threes, even though we're not able to play it on Prizepicks, but like this is how you can leverage other plays into another play. So if you look at his threes and you're like, that's an easy over, minus 165, that's more than 2. Like they're projecting him for like 3 at 165. So that's 9 points. If you go over and then you take a look at D'Angelo Russell's, let me just pull up D'Angelo Streusel over here, 14.5 points. You know that is heavy. They're heavy. It's heavy juice on his threes. And he hits 3 of those. That's 9. 9 on a 14.5 point line. Doesn't that make you feel good about the over on his points? So then you can take a look at his points and say, I can't play his threes, but his shot is projected to be falling tonight. Makes me like the over on his points. Then you take a look at his points and rebounds, which has been bumped to 17. But if you feel like a player is going to be hot from 3, I mean, once players start knocking them down, they don't stop. Like the guy's not like, oh, I already hit 3, I'm good. They just keep shooting. So like 3 turns into 4, 4 turns into 5. And before you know it, the dude has 15 points off 3-pointers alone. And you play the over on a point prop, or you play the over on a PRA, you're more than halfway there. So I'm glad you brought that 3-point prop up because that's a great way, even though that play is not available, it's a really good way to kind of dig into other lines. Use other lines to, research other lines. That's how you can use that to your advantage. So I do like D'Lo there. Alex. What's up, Alex? The infamous Alex Jones. D'Lo 0 for 3 and 1 for 7 in his last 2 matchups, but 19 and 14 points. Oh, you're talking about from 3, Alex, versus the Soul. Let's see. Yeah. I already had it on there. Yeah. Yeah, man. So not knocking down threes, even though the numbers are projecting him for more than 2, but his points. So what is that? Mid-range? He's driving, lack of rim protection, or is it like free throws? Let's see. Let's see. Free throw attempts. Holy shit. Damn. He had 7 points from free throws last game. 7 of 9 from the line. Man, they were hacking him. Who was hacking him? I wish I could see if they fouled him from 3 or if these were all like within, you know, within the 3-point range, or if these were like he got fouled. I mean, because 9 free throw attempts. I mean, is it possible that he shot like 2 of those were from 3 and he made like 6 free throws because you get three free throws for a foul at the 3? I wish I could dig into that a little bit more. That's interesting though. So no free throw attempts, then it jumps to 9. That's crazy. Did Bradley Beal play in this game? Was it Bradley Beal fouling him? Appreciate you, Alex, bringing that up. I didn't really know that he was that cold from 3 versus the Suns, but his points are there. So if you're playing his points, feel good about that. I would feel good about that. But man, sometimes those odds are funny, dude. Like yesterday, I had a nice little interaction with a sub on the video yesterday. We're talking about Ingram, and he said that it's always funny watching these videos for 2-game slates because half the field is on one player and then half the field's not on that player. So like on Ingram, he made mention that a lot of people were on the over, like me, on his points, but then a lot of people were on the under. And we're all looking at the same numbers. We're all looking at the same stats. So like we're seeing it differently, but we're looking at the same information. And I feel like that's the case with D'Angelo Russell, where I know people will look at those last 2 games and say, dude is ice cold. He can't hit a shot from 3. Not going to be a good game. And then you got guys like me that are like, nah, but he's still hitting his points and he's good. You know, he's getting to the line. And it's just, it's just interesting to see different views on the same player because all this information is out there. This is not like private information. This is all open. Anybody can access this stuff. All right, let's see. Alex asks, Okogie, Grayson Allen. Yeah. Man. Okogie reminds me of not like specifically to this player, but like his role. He kind of reminds me of like Mikal Bridges in Phoenix because I'm not saying he's the same player, but Okogie's pretty good, but he's like surrounded by so much talent. And when you're in that kind of environment, you're definitely not going to shine. But when somebody's hurt or like multiple people are hurt, we saw what he can do. He puts up pretty decent lines, not like a number 1 scorer on the team, but with Book in the lineup, it just like his usage has gone down. And once Beal gets back, he'll be relegated to like a very, very small role. But like that was the same for Mikal Bridges. Like he would flash, games and you would see it and then he would disappear because you had so much talent on that team. But now he's in Brooklyn. I mean, they got a steal on that one, in my opinion. So Okogie, yeah, fouling. Grayson Allen, fouling ass. I thought Grayson Allen was like 35 or something. He's like 26, 27 years old because he has like the gray hair now. So I was like, damn, he's been in the league for a while. I had to look it up. I was like, oh, man, he's been in the league for like 7 seasons, 8 years, I think. All right. It was Beal. Beal was fouling him. That back. Beal's back, man. He can't move his feet. His footwork's all messed up. He's just reaching. Lillard points and rebounds look nice. What's up, Sleepy Cowboy? Lillard 100% at PRA line, last two versus Knicks. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at Dame. Damn. What was it again? PR? Points and rebounds. All right. PRA and points. All right. So 36. What am I? Okay, there we go. I was like, wait, it's not there. 36 and a half, 29 and a half. Let's see what's showing on props.cash. All right. PRA. Odds are not like anything to scream home about, write home about, call home. What's the proper? Odds are like they're meh. All right. Minus 115, minus 106. One game against the Knicks this season, well over 38, or excuse me, well over his PRA line at 36 and a half. Projected for 39.8. Remember that game I took the under on his PRA? There was like a 40, 42 or something like that, 42 and a half, 43 and a half. And now his PRA is at 36. This is the game you take the over on a Dame line. I understand he's a very talented dude, but anything over 40 that's a very high number, even for like a superstar. Once that shit drops back down, under 40, under 39, that's when you're like, okay, I like this one. So 36 and a half, a lot easier to digest this one than 42 and a half, 43 and a half, especially when you're getting a good projection like this, especially when you're getting a good number like this in his previous game versus the Knicks. Points and rebounds. Same thing here. The odds are like, yeah. But we can say this, the exact same things for this one. Good head-to-head numbers here, last game out. Good projections here, 31.7 on a 29.5. So his assists aren't really that much of a factor in his PRA. So the majority of his PRA is coming from points and rebounds. You could take the over on his PRA, but knowing that he gets... Actually, let's zoom out over the last 10. So that's just against the Knicks. Like his assists are low versus the Knicks, rightfully so. They're top 5 in the league in assists allowed, like 5th lowest in the league. So against the Knicks, he struggles to dish, but he doesn't struggle to score, and he doesn't struggle to put it all together. Although the majority of his PRA are points and rebounds. I mean, shit, on a 38 PRA line, he scored 30 points. I mean, yeah. His points are accounting for, in this case, like 90% of his PRA. So I think his PRA is in play. I really like his PR, being that it feels like the Knicks are not going to allow him to like create ball movement. If I had to pick one of the two, I would pick the PR just because it's the lower line. And we already know that he's going to contribute pretty heavily in that point and rebound category. So, but I like those. Those are pretty good. Those are pretty strong. Agape, landscaping, and lawn care. Appreciate you, sir. Yeah, man. Yo, landscaping is no joke, man. Landscaping is no joke. That's some hard work. It's hard work, and it's hard to be good at it because your work's on display. So if you do a shitty job, it's like everybody sees your shitty job. So like nobody's gonna hire you again. So you have to be good at it. And you have to like work hard. So yeah, shout out to you, man. Only if you're good at your job. If you're not good at your job, then I'm kidding. I'm sure you're good at your job, bro. Let's see. Jim, my man Jim the Judge. You won 350 yesterday playing the video plays. I believe you made a comment. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I didn't win 350 yesterday. But I did pretty well on my slips. I posted all my winning slips in the Discord, so it's out there. It's out there. Even when I lose, they're in the Discord, so you can see how bad those are. But yeah, I hit on a nice 5-pick. Second half NFL, took the over Browning and Lawrence passing yards before he broke his damn leg. I don't know if he broke his leg. It looked pretty bad though. Unfortunately, Lawrence's rushing yards, like as soon as he went down with the ankle injury, I was like, even if he comes back into the game, there's no way he's running. There's no way. So I already knew that was sold. Ridley sold my second half. I had another second half slip. He sold that one. But overall, like pretty good night in the NBA and NFL yesterday. I'm glad the picks work for you. If you tell those plays, appreciate you watching the video long enough to get those plays. But I'm glad they worked out for you. We're all in this. It's us against the machine. So any help that I can give out, man, I'm glad. Let's see. Nate the Legend. What's up, Nate? Austin Reeves points. I thought there was an accent mark on the S on the points. It was just like dirt on my screen. I was like, why did he put the accent mark? DiVincenzo over points parlay with the playoff atmosphere. I love role players. Yeah. So it's funny you mentioned that too, because in the Discord on my channel, when I posted my slip, I got D'Lo in there over 17 or 16 and a half points and rebounds. And I had somebody ask me if I trust D'Lo because he's kind of inconsistent. And I said, well, obviously I trust him. I put him in my slip, but easily he can go out there and have a bad shooting night and we're in trouble. But just looking at the data that supports that, it makes me feel good about the over. And role players do step up. Role players in these types of games, like these high energy, something to play for other than just like a regular season, pride factor or whatever. These games mean something. I didn't think they would in this in-season tournament, but I mean, we're seeing some really good basketball. So I think these role players have. I think these role players come out and put up nice performances. Reeves over on points and Dante over on points. Where are you parlaying that, Nate? Are you on Prizepicks or are you on another book? I'm gonna pull those up right now. All right. Reeves is at 12.5. Dante, the Red Devil. I think somebody called him the Red Devil in the Discord. We have all sorts of names for players in the Discord. Like, I don't even know who they're talking about half the time. It took me forever to realize that DeJounte Murray's nickname is Dijon or Mustard. Everybody was calling him Mustard. And I was like, fuck is Mustard? DeJounte Murray. So 12.5 points for Reeves, 7.5 for DiVincenzo. Let's take a look at it. Oh, man. Where is he? There he is. So, one game versus the Bucks this season, 3 points over his last 10. 2 for 3 over his last 5. 4 for 10. Back-to-back games of 10 plus. In those games, he's played over 22 minutes in each game. On the season, he's averaging 21. Over those 2 games, he took 8 and 10 shots, 4 and 7 from the field. Pretty efficient shooting, 50% and 70%. That's pretty good. Wait, what? Jeez. He took 8 and 9 3-pointers. Did you know that? I didn't know that. 50%. Wait. Every one of his shots were threes? That's all he did was make threes? These are identical. 4 for 8, 7 for 10, 7 for 9. So he did take his toe. His toe was on the line on one of those shots. I guarantee you it was a 3, but he didn't realize that he was on the line. All right. Damn. Okay, he's chucking, man. He's chucking. Projections look good. 9 points here. Slightly favored to go over. -110 on the odds. This line is set correctly across the book, so we're not getting it at a discount on Prizepicks, but that's fine. And then against the Bucks defense, we talk about this defense in videos. This video here, my earlier video, Bucks defense, you can score on them. Yeah, I like that one. If he gets his 20-plus minutes, for sure. He could hit all 3. He could just go 3 for 3 from 3 and knock down 9 early points. And what was the other one? Austin Reeves. Appreciate y'all stopping in. If you're just joining the stream, what we're doing here is I'm just opening it up to y'all, taking questions, taking suggestions on player props. You want me to look somebody up over on props.cast, throw them in the chat. Leave me a comment. Hit that like button on your way in. If I've answered a question for you, hit that like button for sure. Hit it for sure. Austin Reeves. not 7. Dude, 7.5 points for Austin Reeves. Yes. I don't even have to look at anything. Over. 12.5 on Prizepicks. All right. So first of all, we're getting it at a lower line on Prizepicks. You're already getting favorable odds for the over at the original line of 13.5. So when we drop this down to 12.5, right? 12.5. Yep. I don't know what the odds would be, but at 105 minus another point, I would say that's closer to like 120, something like that. Again, don't quote me on the math. I got to figure the math out. So I can just spit those numbers out to you. But over his last 5, he's gone over in 3. Over his last 10, he's gone over in 6. Averaging 13 points, 13.4 points over his last 10 versus the Suns. 2 games versus the Suns this season put up 10 and 15, averaging 12.5. So that's why his number is at 12.5 today. So Prizepicks is just playing his average versus the Suns. So this is set pretty tight. In those last 2 games, he played 28 and 35 minutes and took a combined 18 shots. So averaging 9 shots in those 2 games and made 10. So 10 of 19 in his 2 games versus Phoenix, a little over 50%. Is it me or is he not taking as many threes this season? I feel like he was taking way more threes, at least in the playoffs. I felt like he was chucking a little bit more. 2 and 4 3-pointers there. I mean, all this looks good. I'm trying to scroll down to his fouls. Oof, 5 fouls here. Well, shit, man. Listen, if Austin Reeves scored 10 points and he was in foul trouble that game, I mean, how many minutes did that cost him? 5 minutes. Let's be conservative and say he could have played easily 32 minutes in that game. 33 minutes. In 5 minutes, you don't think he puts up an extra two shots? You don't think he scores 13 points, 14 points in that game? I'm just looking at what's available to us, and we can easily say the reason he didn't hit that line in the first game was because he was in foul trouble. Didn't get in foul trouble in this game and puts up 15. We could be looking at 2 identical performances here, which should make you feel good about taking the over on this line if you wanted to take the over on this line. So that's why you have to dig into these lines and just kind of figure out what the hell happened in this game. Like, a guy pops off for 40 points. Why? Figure it out, because that's going to open up a lot of research for you. But yeah, Austin Reeves for sure. good spot for him, getting a good line, good matchup for him and DiVincenzo. So those are two pretty strong ones. Two pretty strong ones, Nate. What's up, Maximo? Yeah, but if you're watching these games, vision is a whole different. Russell has green light. Lakers know they need him to play more like himself. For sure. For sure. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, like John Legend says. Let's see. I would do it on FanDuel to get alternate lines at Super Plus, but Prizepicks just for the hits. Reeves 15 plus. 10 plus on FanDuel. Okay. Jaylen Brunson over rebounds and assists. What's up, Lawrence? Welcome in. Welcome in all day. I like Brunson points. 26.5 on Brunson. I already know that. Let's take a look at rebounds and assists for Brunson then. We'll take a look at these. Let's pull up Brunson. Oh, something I was thinking about before I jumped on the stream. How do y'all watch these games? Let me know. I'm curious because do y'all watch the games your players are in? Like if you got a player prop, do you watch that game? Do you sweat it like that? Or do you just, once the slip is built, you don't look at it until the game's over or the next day? Or do you have like the TV on, your laptop up? Like, I'm curious because I've heard of different strategies. Some people are so like, they're so detached, they can just not watch the game and wake up the next day and be like, oh, cool, I won. I won't be able to sleep until I know if my pick hit or not. So I'm a little like glued to the stats. But I'm curious, like how do y'all go about tracking that? All right, oh shit. You like Brunson's points at 27.5? Did you get it at 26.5? Who all day? Did you get it at 26 or lower for Brunson? Because it's at 27 right now on Prizepicks. It definitely got bumped up. Beginning of this stream, it was at 6.5. So I know it bumped up at least one. Rebounds and assists. This one also got bumped up. It was at 9. 9.5 is still playable. I mean, it's Jaylen Brunson. All right. More so than it's Jaylen Brunson, it's the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks offer a lot of upside to him. Not only is he good, but the matchup is also good. So I guess it's even money-ish. 2 games versus the Bucks this season. 3? No, just what am I looking at? 1 game. Yeah, this one right here. So 9 against the Bucks. That's a hook. Over his last 10. Oof. That's really nice. It's like a work of art. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not necessarily the amount of games he's gone over, but just the volume in which he's gone over. 14, 14, 14, 13, 10. Lowest line he's gone over with is 10. So projected for 10.85 rebounds and assists. So props.cash likes this for closer to 11. Gives you a little confidence to take the over on the bump line. You also have this going for you. Very nice. And then you also have the Milwaukee defense that's a little worse than league average in terms of rebounds and assists allowed. For sure. Points, 27.5. And I know this was at 26.5. I know it was at 26.5. And you're still getting favorable odds to the over on the bumped line. Who the hell has it at 25? What is this? No, that's not a line. Hold on. All the books have it at 27. Holy shit. BetMGM has this at 24.5. I can't play BetMGM in Texas. If you have access to BetMGM and you're getting just this Brunson line at 24.5, that's a taco. Although he didn't even hit his fucking taco, right? So, but that's a very low line. 27.5 points for Jaylen Brunson. I like this number here. I like it because we got the bump and it's still favoring the over. Although the projections don't like it as much, I always side with the odds versus projections. If I have to choose one, it's the odds versus projections. So what would keep Jaylen Brunson from hitting points? Injury, obviously. But he doesn't make his shots. He doesn't take his shots. What game was that he had the taco? It was was it the Charlotte game? It was a really easy matchup. Because I remember that game, he only had like 2 field goal attempts going in the half. A game like that, he's not going to hit his point prop. That for sure. That is for sure. So that's what it would take for him to not go over points. Doesn't shoot the ball, not taking shots, or missing all his shots, or injury. Yeah, I like this. I can't believe that it's still getting favorable odds with the bump. That's really strong. So I guess play the over on it before that shit gets bumped up to 30. You probably still get favorable odds on it. Let's see. Yeah. Brunson points gang. Got it at 26. Nice, dude. 26 is a nice one. Yeah. That's a good one. Let's see if I missed anything here. Got to Nate. Got to Maximo. Agape, Jim, Alex, Sleepy. I think we're good. I think we're all caught up. We're at an hour. It's typically when I like to just end it. If you just joined the stream, last call. If you have a line, if you have a prop you want me to look into, definitely put it in the comment section now so that I can jump on that. Otherwise, we'll start winding this down and call it a day. Appreciate everyone who is in the stream. Appreciate the engagement. Drop a like. If I answered a question for you, if I helped you out, if you played yesterday's plays, drop a like for sure. Yesterday was fun. Looking to keep it going. Looking to keep it going for sure today. Also, let me know if you like these early streams. Not early for me. I'm up pretty early every day. So, but I know the timing is fishy. Not fishy. That's a bad word. Timing is iffy. There you go. Iffy. So maybe early doesn't work because you're at work or you're driving to work or I don't know, getting your kids ready for school or something. But I like getting this in the morning because we still kind of get a jump on the board, even though a lot of time has passed since the board has been put up. The earlier you can get to some of these plays, I think the better off your slips are going to be overall. So I like the early time. Let me know if that works for you. Definitely feels like we got a lot accomplished today. No doubt. Appreciate you, Nolan. Absolutely. Absolutely. Booker assists. What's up, Dwayne? Dwayne Harris. What's going on? All right. Booker assist. Booker assist. So, man, I remember one game. I think he came back from one of the times he came back from injury. I'm like, oh, remember that game he came back from injury? And you're like, which one? Yeah. One of the times he came back from injury this season, I took the under on his assist because I was like, oh, he's going to come out and score. He's going to come out and just like, dominate. And he dished out like 12 assists or some shit like that. It was crazy. Then I'm watching the game and the commentators are like, in this day and age of positionless basketball, it's crucial that the shooting guard, be able to, pass the ball like Devin Booker and you have to be able to do multiple things. And that light bulb went off. And I was like, yeah, there is no more taking the under on these shooting guards because they're all one and the same, right? They all score. They all have to be able to dish. They all have to be able to drive and kick and do all the same thing. So just considering Devin Booker a point guard that can score a lot of points, right? So his assist is at 7 over on props.cash. Let's pull this up. We'll run through the gauntlet real quick. If you, in case you, I spit on myself, in case you didn't know what his other lines are. 29.5 points on props.cash, getting favorable odds on the over. Devin Booker, 5.5 rebounds, even money, I guess. Assist. So we're not getting favorable odds on this one at 7.5, but this one is bumped up on the books, getting it at a lower line on Prizepicks. So that's plus number 1. 5 out of his last 10 games, he's gone for 8 or more. But when we drop this down to 7, you can see that that does change his percentage a little bit because he still has gone over in 5 games, but he's pushed in 1. So it just reduces the amount of games he hasn't gone under, which is great. So it increases his percentage from 50 to 56. No projections for him over on props.cash. That's okay. Let's take a look at what he's done versus the Lakers. He's not done anything versus the Lakers because he's not had a game against them this season because he was hurt. I'm assuming that's why he doesn't have any games versus the Lakers. Lakers currently allowing 27 assists per game. With a guy like Devin Booker, I feel like you can just throw some of these defensive statistics out the window. And there are like a handful of guys in the league that, regardless of the matchup, they're just going to keep doing what they do. And I think Devin Booker is one of those guys. Scoring and assists, it is important to know the defense and what they are allowing, but don't let that deter you. Like, don't look at that and go, oh, shit, they're only giving up 27 assists a game. Okay, I'm going to go look at another line. This is still a very attainable line for Devin Booker. So I like it. 7 assists. Getting good minutes. Not scared off by the injury, whatever. There's no limits on him. I hope not. Shooting guards, assists versus the Lakers, point guards. Van Vliet and that pushes today. Shea pushes our line today. Killian Hayes goes over. Marcus Sasser goes over. Tyrese Maxey goes over. Tyrese Maxey, James Harden better be at the top of his Christmas list this year. I mean, without James Harden in Philadelphia, like, Tyrese Maxey is emerging, no doubt. And that shit doesn't happen if James Harden is still in Philly. Like, he's good, but James was soaking up a lot of usage. Like, Tyrese Maxey better be. Although I don't even know what you would be able to buy James Harden that he doesn't already have. I was going to say, buy him a strip club or something, but he probably already owns one. So maybe just a nice thank you would do it. So 8 assists for Tyrese Maxey. Yeah. A lot of guys going over assists versus the Lakers. So yeah, I like Devin Booker's assists at 7, getting at a lower line over on Prizepicks. All right. Appreciate it, Dwayne. Yeah, I love the sub, man. Thank you. Yeah. Got Outlier Pro this week. Dude, like I said in yesterday's video, I use props.cash, but regardless if you use Outlier or props.cash, having something that allows you to dig deeper into the information is so important. So whatever you're using, it's going to help you out. I'm glad it's helping you out because it's super hard just to look at a line and go, over, under. You need something to help you. You need another shovel to dig a little bit deeper, right? So glad that's working out for you. ROI. Yep. ROI for sure. Darrell, what about Josh Hart PR 14.5? How to go look at some props. I like that one a lot. Maximo, gotta look as much game as possible. Host. Yes. All right, so Ruben PRA for LeBron, and then we'll look up Josh Hart 14.5 PR first. Let's make sure that it is set. 14.5 right here. Let's take Lillard off. Hart, Braun. I was on LeBron's. I put him in a slip already. 32.5 PR. Shit's already bumped up to 34. You want to look at his PRA? 41. All right. Oh, nice. Okay. What's up, babe? My dog just walked in the room. She's like, what are you doing? Why aren't you paying attention to me? All right. Josh Hart, PR. Josh Hart. There we go. Dude, the Knicks are building like Villanova light over there. Like every damn player on their team went to Villanova, right? Brunson, DiVincenzo. What is the other guy? He doesn't play. I forgot his name. You got 3 guys on that roster. Josh Hart, Brunson, DiVincenzo. There's one more guy. There's one more guy on that bench who went to Villanova too. They just showed a picture of them all together. I'm like, what the fuck? Brunson's just recruiting his boys and shit. All right, Josh Hart. So slight juice to the over. Positive number 1. Positive number 2. Great game versus this Bucks team last time they met. 16 PR, solid. Projected for 16.47, solid. We already know about the Bucks defense. We won't go into detail about that. Solid minutes for Josh Hart as well. 36 over his last game versus Milwaukee. Over his last 10, Josh Hart is roughly getting you 30 minutes per game. Strong. What's his rebound line? I was going to say, like Josh Hart, we talk about players like getting a prop on points alone. But with Josh Hart, I feel like it's pretty even split. He's not a prolific scorer, but man, he hustles. And like, there are some games he can lead this team in rebounding. He just moves so fast. He's always moving. He's always trying to attack the ball. So to see his line at 6.5 rebounds, that makes a lot of sense. Like that's half his PR. That makes sense to me. So yeah, that one looks good. I like the PR for Josh Hart. LeBron James, PRA 41. 41.5 on props.cash, 41 on Prizepicks. So even money, when we lower this line, should swing the odds slightly in favor of the over. Not by a ton, but enough. LeBron James, he's another one of those players. Regardless of the matchup, he's going to go out there and do his thing. Don't let the matchup deter you. Don't let the statistics scare you away. So this is the first stat we've looked up today where we've seen a bunch of red. But as we say in a lot of videos, what goes down must come up. What comes up must come down. Positive regression is due for LeBron James. You would think over his last 10, he has that upside of 50 plus PRA. He also has the downside, a floor of 23. So this doesn't scare me because I know he can do this over here. Head-to-head matchups with the Suns. His last game, he put up 49. So that's why you don't really pay attention too deeply into the defensive stats because LeBron James, despite all this over here, can go out there and put up 49 PRA. So is it risky with LeBron James? Kind of. Because we talk about taking the over 40 on PRA. We talked about that with Dame. I think the biggest difference between LeBron and Dame, well, a lot of differences, but in terms of just team, the role is that Dame is an alpha on Milwaukee, but he is not the alpha. LeBron James is the alpha. AD has not taken that role yet. They are trying to hand that shit to AD. He keeps like, oh, no, I'm good. He acts like he doesn't see it. Like he's looking over here and they're like, take it, AD. And he's like, oh, what's that over there? Oh, shit. Hello? Yeah, AD doesn't want that role. LeBron is still the alpha. So that's why you don't really get too scared away by some of these numbers. And this is not even a high line for LeBron. We've seen it higher than 41. So I look at that. I like that. I really like this PR at 32.5. It got bumped up to 34. I'm not playing it at 34, but I liked it at 32.5. So LeBron James is in a good spot for sure over PRA. So, all right, got that one for Ruben. Darrell, we looked up Josh Hart, 14.5. All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, 1 hour and 16 minutes in. This shit's fun. This is very, very fun. I appreciate y'all stopping in. I appreciate y'all engaging, and definitely hope this helped you all. I mean, like I mentioned, I do this anyway. I look up these lines. I dig into the stats. I dig into all this anyway. I answer questions. I answer my own questions anyway. So if I can help you all out, if I can answer any questions for you, I'm happy to do it. So we'll end it here. You made it this far. Consider subbing up to the channel. Definitely drop a like on this video. 75% of my viewers are not subbed up to the channel, which that's fine. I understand that. Just because you walk by a store doesn't mean you want to go in and buy some shit, right? So I understand that. But working on flipping those numbers to where 25% of the viewers aren't subbed up and 75 are. So consider subbing up. Definitely drop a like on this stream. Leave a comment for sure. Leave a comment. Comments in the chat don't count as comments on the actual video once it's uploaded. So once the video has been like saved and on the channel, drop a thumbs up. Drop a thumbs up on that. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you enjoyed this stream. And I mean this. No matter what player props you roll with, if you like mine, if you don't like mine, if you go somewhere else for your player props, we're all in this together. It's us against the machine. I hope your props respect the damn coin. I wish you the best of luck. And until my next NBA player prop video, live stream, short, you name it, Chavez is out. Have a good day, everybody.